Greetings, Starseeds, Lightworkers. This is Ava here, and today we're going to be talking with DiYeena, the Pleiadian, and we would like to know from her a question from Andrea, one of our viewers, who wanted to know specifically if DiYeena could suggest any other ideas for how to succeed and help us also have financial freedom. So we're going to go ahead and dive into this question around success and financial freedom. See what she has to say. Here we go. Greetings, this is DiYeena of the Pleiadian Family, and we are here to bring the love, as always, you see. And we love the question around the freedom, the financial freedom and success, you see. And so one thing we'll say is that we know that many of you are wondering this question. Many of you wonder, especially all of the Lightworkers and Starseeds. Many of you are really working this piece out, you see. And so part of it is the negating or the clearing or the evening out of the timelines with the karmas. The money is an easy way to do that. So a lot of you have chosen to really be fluid with the finances in this way so that we can clear as much of the energies as possible, you see. One thing to keep very much in mind throughout this whole conversation. So then we have to ask ourselves, what is our definition of success, you see, because this varies for every individual, you see. And we know you know this already. So, but really what we really need to feel into, because you have all seen the places where all the money in the world does not make anybody happy, and other places where no money and everyone is smiling, you see. So what is the truth here, you see? So really clarifying what is success for you. And so the people that ask this question, a lot of times there is a little bit of ambiguity, we'll say, around what is the intent or the purpose for the abundance, for the success, because those with the laser focus usually are creating it in their life, you see. So if there is not the clarity of what it is you're creating and why, perhaps this can bring in more clarity for the abundance to come, because oftentimes, again, we have many reasons why it may look differently on this physical plane, you see. And so it is really creating from all the places and understanding what is being created and why. So this goes into all the layers of the mind and what is the blocks that we have in the mind, you see. And also remembering that the soul is always pure and that you have all potentiality as a creator in the universe. You are all powerful, you see. So there is nothing stopping you from pulling in whatever you desire and whatever is in alignment and harmony and of purpose. So really clarifying and really sinking into the question of what is my true purpose here. What am I really here to bring forth, to activate, to harmonize, to help with, to be in service to be in the love in this particular way, you see. And this is simply a flavor of love. This is all it is. We would like to put so much emphasis in the mind around what is my purpose, and it's coming from a very like linear masculine place of purpose, of really moving forward and doing the day in a very, very hard way, you see, where it can be a lot softer and a lot more fluid, you see. So purpose does not have to be so definitive where it is one thing and one thing the whole time, you see. But really when we talk about the purpose, it's really having the clarity of the energy, the feeling. What does it feel like to be in your purpose? Even if you cannot name what it is, you can still tap into your body and what it feels like to be alive, living your purpose. If you were to live your perfect life, even if you have no clue what that looks like, what does it feel like? How do you feel when you wake up? What is around you? What does your day feel like? What kind of emotions do you feel? What do you enjoy? You see, it can be very, very simple, you see, like this. And so these are really the benchmark of the markers for your life in that way. And you do not need to overcomplicate it that way, because then it leaves room for the expansion and the mystery and the divine flow for it. Because if you try to have it all figured out in the mind, then you are also blocking the ability for consciousness to provide you with the full experience of maybe what you are really here for, you see. So there is a little bit of a pull and a pull, you see, in these different ways. So tapping into the way that you desire to feel living your best life. This is the true success, you see. When you can tap into this feeling and simply say, this is my anchor point, this is my North Star. then that allows for such expansion, for such possibility, and it allows for creation to provide you with things beyond your wildest dreams, you see, because you are anchored in your truth of what it feels like to be in creation. And when you're tapped into that full experience of it, then that is what is alive, that is what is growing, that is the seeds that you are watering every day, and those are the flowers that are blooming out of you, you see. And it's so beautiful. And it is so simple and powerful at the same time, you see. So, and then you can work with the realm of the other part of this question, what's financial freedom, you see. And so there are two pieces, because that really is, in this particular paradigm, almost like an oxymoron. Is that an oxymoron? Is that the word? That seems like a very funny word to me right now. But you tell me if this is the right word. Oxymoron? Is that what you call it? Wow. Okay. Where there's paradoxical in nature, in the mind, you see, because freedom and financial, in the world of how you relate to it in the world of money, exchange is in the world of the mind, and is in the world of exchange, specifically with the word that you have it playing out right now in money, is very much a transaction of the mind, which is a limited frequency. It is not the full range of the heart, you see. And so freedom is, in essence, tapping more into the full experience of creation. So more of the fullness of the range of frequency. So financial freedom, it's like, how do you put financial, which is maybe a frequency that has this much, and put it into freedom, that it's not the same, you see, it's different. And so it is almost like, how do you work with these two opposing fields, you see? Something to consider, something to marinate on a little bit, you see. What are you really standing for? Are you standing in this world of the matrix, of the financial matrix, you see, in this world of the web, you see, or are you standing for true freedom as a sovereign being, you see? So this is really what we're really working with when we are moving into deeper, what you are working with the two timelines of the 3 dimensions and the 5 dimensions. This is one of the ways that it looks a little bit, is a 3-dimensional, more of a matrix in the world of the finance, and more of an elevated remembrance of true exchange in the 5-dimensional reality. Isn't that fascinating? So a lot of us are here to remember the true ways of abundance and the true ways of exchange from the heart, to reactivate the circuitry of the heart, and to remember how to move and exchange and give to each other from love. And maybe not in the same world that we are currently living in, you see, with the world of the finance, you see. There are timelines available where the money that you're working with is maybe not even an issue anymore, you see. There really is timelines available like that, you see. So what we're saying is that really to focus less on the money, and again, more in the feeling, and the feeling of the exchange, because this is really where the magic is, you see, is really what happens when you give to another from the heart to their heart. When you make something with your hands, when you grow something with your hands, when you give something from your hands to their hands, which your hands are an extension of the heart, and your heart contains the seed of light of all of creation, the entirety of the full spectrum of all of life, you see. So when you begin to get the subtlety and the massiveness of the conversation that is happening within the exchange of circuitry, it is quite profound. It is quite profound. So it is really an opportunity to rewire in a deep way. And we are not saying that we do not need to work within the system. Some of you will continue to create from the systems of financial, because it is where your purpose is, you see. Where you can bring the most light, and where you chose to be in this upgrade. You chose to be there to help in a specific way, you see. So honoring where you are and what you chose, And so really that is the primary, is really clarifying what it is that you are here for. And again, really tapping into the feeling experience and trusting your intuitive knowing around where you are meant to be and how you are meant to serve, and not questioning it too much, just going with it, you see. Because when you say, okay, going to show up here, if it is not right, Spirit will guide you where it is. You don't have to worry so much. But being open and available, you see, for those flows and for those pivot points, you see. When you have that part aligned and you're deep in the energetic, experiential, emotional state of all of that, that is what is expanding into the ability for all of the financial abundance, you see, in all the world. So it is going to create, no matter what world or dimension you are creating from, because it is creating from all the dimensions, you see. So that is the key point, is to just really being in the feeling state of it and really staying in that feeling state. That is the primary. And really the all of it, you see, in a certain way. Because it can be very complicated when you bring the mind, but when you stay in the body and with the feeling, it is so simple. It is so simple. You like to overcomplicate everything. We always bring it back to the simplicity of love and how you can work with this frequency to bring all and to help all and to heal all. You see, this is always the way. And we bring the subtleties of all of that because we know that it is not always just, oh, just bring the love, you see, even though this is what we say every day. Bring the love. We're bringing the love. Keep bringing the love. Come back to the love, you see. Because again, it is how can you stay in that frequency? Because it is one thing to say, oh yes, DiYeena said it again, we need to be in the love. Yes. And how do we really hold in that frequency when all of the polarity is available and we are it is surrounding us and we are experiencing the polarity? How do we anchor in the love in every moment, you see? This is really the work. This is really where the rubber meets the road, you see. So this is why we continue to bring back this information over and over and over again, because the more that you are beginning to stay with DiYeena here and begin to tune into these frequencies and hear the transmissions, you'll anchor in the love. This is really, isn't that magical? Isn't that fascinating? You'd anchor in the love, in the heart, simply by continuing to be present with me, you see. Be present in this energy. It is so easy and so beautiful and so powerful, you see. You really have to make the commitment to yourself. Say, I am going to choose the love. And then it is very simple from there. So this is the way. This is the way to everything in your world, that you choose to create, desire to create anything. It can all be done from this place. So blessings. And we trust that this is really beautiful for you to hear, you see. We love you all very much, and have a beautiful what you call day and beautiful what you call night, you see. We love you very much. Blessings, dear soul friends. I hope that this message was exactly what you needed to hear today. If it was, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, give it a share for your friends, and we can't wait to see you next time. Blessings, blessings, blessings.